Let's have fun, guys. All right, let's talk about this. Vision to action, some diaspora playbook to maximize impact. I strongly believe impacting one person at a time. Can we type this real quick? We love to type. If this is the first time you're with us, can we just say impact one together? Impact one, impact one. That's the goal for us. Impact one. Imagine every one of us impacting one person at a time. Over time, it's going to be a domino crazy effect. It's amazing how much we can do. Sometimes we overthink it. We don't need to impact a lot of people. It's a waste of your energy, really. But guess what? If you can impact one person, the one person impacts one person, that's all we need to care about, really. I don't waste time on and energy on many people at the same time. No. Let's do one at a time. If you can make a difference in one person, it's fair to say, hopefully over time, you can replicate it across the line too. So which is pretty cool. All right, so let's see the first one. So overall, I'm gonna just put like a mini challenge for us to say, for 2022, as we wrap up to 2023, we're gonna do some challenges I think are very critical. Now, if you're on this call and you're open-minded, there's a lot of things we can learn together. And I believe most of us on this call believe we can do something bigger than us. And that's why we're here. So I'm going to say some few things that I think are so critical. And in our breakout section, we can get into the details and share our nuggets about it. But if you're in diaspora, some things that is so critical. I know a lot of you agree with me. Number one, let's start with the first one. Bingo, start a business. I know that sounds crazy. Some of us have been thinking about it, overthinking it, over sensationalizing it, thinking it's some crazy, weird thing to do. Everyone on this call, please go and start a LLC. Now, when I say start a business, don't freak out and say, oh my God. Let me tell you one funny thing. For my Canadian friends and UK folks, pardon us. I may not know too much about your environment, but let's speak about the United States for now. Even if you're my grandmother in the village today, the United States is fine with you starting a business with that woman's name in the village, as long as we pay our taxes, right? They will give you an ITIN number, which is a number generated so that you can process your taxes. We love our taxes there, right? So the United States will give you the opportunity. It's an amazing place. In my opinion, the best place in the world, really. And it's just a great place to build your tax shield in terms of making sure you can maximize tax advantage as a business owner. Everybody on this call, don't overthink it. Start an LLC. Speak with a tax attorney that can give you some insight into some of the best ways to start a business. Now, you might ask me, why is it important? For those of us in IT, for example, I know a lot of people on this call that are business owners. Yemi has a business, I know. Maida, Zed, Jotumba, a couple of other folks. And there are so many tax benefits those businesses allow us to use and leverage. For example, most businesses will, the tax rate is about 15%, I believe. If you do like a W-2 and your income is getting over 350,000 upward, then you're getting to a tax bracket of about 35% or more, right? So start a business. Worst case, if your business is not doing as much as you want at any point in time, you can always file with zero every year. It will just show that, you know, the business is on to keep it moving at any point in time. Somebody said any CPA on the call. Well, so speak to a CPA, all right? Speak to a CPA, speak to a tax attorney. They will give you more insight into some advantages out there. If there's a CPA, you can ping me one-on-one, and I can probably make it talk towards the end and just give some advice here and there, okay? But the first step is, I know, to be honest, registering and starting a company is not too crazy. Most of them is, you know, you just Google Secretary of State or of your state. Texas is amazing for business, for sure. And if you go to the website, you can actually follow the process to register your company. The question is, are you registering LLC? Are you registering as S Corp. So all of those nuances, you can always figure it out. LegalZoom is a powerful one. Thank you, Yemi. Can we all type LegalZoom? Everybody, take advantage of that. LegalZoom is powerful. You will see a lot of people that will help you. They will hand it over to you in a very, very simple way. LegalZoom, LegalZoom. Yes, please. Just a lot of people have called me and asked me about how to register a company. Just go to LegalZoom. The difference is a world of what they would charge you in LegalZoom versus some other folks. It could be 300% more at times. So LegalZoom is a good one for sure. All right. So starting a business in diaspora, I know I started with that because I wanted to make you understand the mindset in the United States. We love business owners. We love businesses. You know, it has nothing to do with your party at this point. If you're a Republican, liberal, Democrat, whatever you are, it doesn't matter. We all know that the businesses are the engine of our economy here. So we don't mess with businesses here. Okay, number two. This is one that is so dear to me. Somebody said there's a lot of perks with business, with banks. Yeah. There's too many perks. Folks, anything we tell you to do, don't think it's some weird, hard thing to do. Honestly, it's so easy to start. Now, it's a different thing. Understanding the kind of business you want to start, that's your cross, right? You have to figure out what you want to do, your passion. At the minimum, if you're in technology, for example, like some of us, it's always smart to have a LLC so that if you are doing like a contract job, you can always use your company to do like your 1099 or whatever you want to do. Makes your life easy, right? And you can take advantage of the tax benefit around it. Number two, this is a big one. Everybody on this call, I need a favor tonight. In the US, for sure, whatever city you are, there are two things that will likely be there. And if it's not there, it's okay. Find a neighboring city close to your city and the nearest city that is big, close to your city. And Google, can we do that for the next 2 minutes real quick? Can you Google your city and put Leadership Academy or Citizen Academy? Let me show you what I want you to do real quick. You'll notice I'm going to share my screen and show you. Let me show you guys this real quick. It's so important, so I have to do it. I have to show you guys really. So let's say, for example, can somebody, okay, I live in Texas, right? Not Texas, a city called Anna. And I can say, let's say Anna, Texas Citizen Academy. All right, just Google anything like that. I can guarantee you there would always be something, that is similar within your environment. So I did a similar program in a city called McKinney. Just say McKinney Leadership Program, McKinney Leadership Academy. So within your city, I want everybody to Google their city and check the leadership academy they have. If you don't mind, let's do that real quick, everybody, please. If you've done it, quickly give me a thumbs up. Just go ahead and just do it right now. Whatever your city is, I don't know your cities. If you live in Rockwall, Maryland, California, Palo Alto, wherever you live, just put the city and the leadership, either search by Leadership Academy or Citizen Academy. Whatever it is, leadership, let me text it for you guys, Leadership Academy or Citizen Academy. Let me tell you what that is. It's so important, ladies and gentlemen. I did my first one like 10 years ago. I moved to a new city and my wife and I did the same thing for our new city. And what it does is this, ladies and gentlemen, they would have a program. Most of the program might be for 6 months, 3 months, or whatever, sometimes 9 months, whatever it is. Once a month, it might be 1 hour or 2 hours, you would have a time where they will take you through different programs in your city. Planning and zoning, recreation board, police department and fire department, school board, even the prison system, every part of your city, how it's being run, They will show you all the activities. You will speak to the leaders. You will volunteer within the community also. It's a game changer. You know what that does? It gives us visibility as a community. And listen, folks, we are being strategic, right? We're not here to play games. This is not casual. It means if this is your city, right? It only makes sense. Listen, if you don't participate in it, a clown will make decision on behalf of your children going to their school. Don't come and bitch around oh, well, these guys are not doing well in your school, your children's school, blah, blah, blah. If you are not part of the people that are making those decisions, if there is a meeting that is coming up and there is an ordinance being passed within your city and you're not aware of it because we just choose not to care, then somebody's going to make those decisions on your behalf. And you better take it the way it is. So it's important. Our presence is so key, very important. Google your leadership, and the good thing, most of them are very subsidized. It might just be $100 for the, for the program, but they will see you, they will recognize you, and it will be a way to, and you can even run for office. You don't have to win. I ran for an office too. I didn't win. That's okay. You can, I was close, but it's okay. So you can run for office within those programs, within your city council. You can run for office there too. There's nothing wrong in it, but be involved in your city. Know your mayors. Let them know you. This is not, they are our servant, okay? It's not a big deal for us, right? So for some of us, I'll say, oh, really? No, them. There's no big deal. They need your votes. As a matter of fact, many times you tell them when it's time for election, hey, dude, my community would like you to come and speak with us. And, sometimes even donate to their campaign. It's okay. I've been privileged to meet a lot of political leaders within my time too. And it's always exciting. They're just our servants, to be honest. So we don't idolize anyone. They're just like you and I, not a big deal. So that's a big one. I wanted to just make sure we also put at the back of our mind. Very, very big deal. Make sure community involvement. They are making decisions on behalf of our children. So I can't be passive, sorry. If it's just me, then maybe I can get out of there later. But if your children are in the same city, it's only smart for us to also be engaged and be involved in what's going on. So community leadership program is a big one also. All right, the third one is obvious that most of us already know, but it's still important to talk about it, writing down your goals and timelines. Whatever our goals are, really, I know it's almost end of the year. It doesn't really matter. We don't believe in all this. Thinking is the goal must be beginning of the year and end of the year. It's not too late. We have 3-4 months. Whatever your personal desire and goals are, still go ahead and give it a shot. We have nothing to lose. Write down the goals. And let's do a quick exercise if you don't mind. It might be weird. Let's take one goal from now to December, not a whole lot. Think about it yourself. Just put one goal from now to December and just write it down. A goal might be as simple as, actually, for me personally, today I decided to challenge myself with one goal. Initially I was thinking, man, that was too much to chew. But I think in retrospect, I felt, you know what, this is good. It's a good goal. And, whatever your goal is, just add it tonight. Don't overthink it. If it's a goal, a desire you want, it's not too late. We have about 4 months to go. It's almost Thanksgiving, but it's still doable. A lot of things can happen. If your goal is to get a certification within the next 3 months, it's still doable. Put the discipline, put the time. If it's to buy some investment, it's still doable. Give it a shot. Why not? What do you have to lose? So the next one I'll quickly talk about, read a book every month. I think it's so critical for us. For anyone in diaspora, I think it can be a podcast, whatever it is. I know most of us have read this many times, but read a book every month. I think if our goal is just to learn one thing from a book every month, in 12 months, we would have 12 potential actionable steps we can use to transform our lives. positively. And when I say our lives, in my head, I'm thinking legacy now. For most of us, and I genuinely believe this word, to me, it's so important. Time is not going, we are going, really. A lot of us are in late 30s, early 40s, whatever your number is, bless your heart. But, we are ticking, we're all moving. We're going to, in a few years, we close our eyes, we open it, we're at the age of our parents, and we're wrapping up life, really. So the least we can do is, think legacy, read a book every day, and let's see how we can mentor the next generation. Number 5, patronize immigrant businesses. It's so critical at times. Of course, we have to think of excellence in everything we do. It's not sentimental, but there's a reason when they say, certain demography, their finance rotate around them 20 times over before it gets out of their community. There's a reason people say that. There's a reason they say other communities, it only goes around once. Some would not even go around at all. It means within your community, whatever community you are, it makes sense to find a way for the community to thrive. Let me give an example. The reason I'm so passionate about minorities in leadership, especially in technology, is because, think about it. I love the Indian community for doing this well over the years. In technology, the biggest recruiting firms you can think of are Indian firms. It's not a coincidence. You know why? Because their leadership in the tech world, the director level, the VPs, the managers, the senior managers, are mostly eventually becoming Indians. So when there's a requisition for a job, guess who they meet in their kid's birthday party? Guess who they meet in their Douala activities, Diwali? They meet their fellow Indians that are, that own those businesses, and they just finalize the deal. I've been on calls before that I've seen people request for as many as 10 resources because they have that relationship, right? So I'm saying all this to say, consciously, of course, put excellence in what you do. We are not sentimental. If your quality is not there, then it's fair game. I'm not even going to look at you. But if you have the quality to deliver, your product is excellent, then why not? There's no shame in it. Patronize your business communities too. Within my community, my mayor always tell myself and some of us that, hey, look, we don't go buy your gases in other cities. I mean, we chuckle and laugh about it, but it means it, because we want the tax base to be within our city. It's only fair, right? So, even when I want to buy things from, kids, McDonald's, whatever, now I try to, except it's something I can not, it's going to take a long time to get to. But if it's not going to take a long time, I'll make sure I get to my city before I buy those things, because I'm very aware of it, that I want the tax base to be within my city. So it's just, it's good business. So I'm not ashamed about that, really. It's the city that the funds go to my children's school, right? So I think it's nice to have the money within my city too. So no shame about that at all. All right, community service. Now, one thing I'll throw out there, listen, everybody, please. Leadership is all about service at the end of the day, period. That's it. I don't care how you spin it. Leadership is service, period. That's it. There's no other big talk about leadership besides service. You must be willing to serve. Nobody's serving you, It's a weak mindset, weak people, weak community, weak culture, in my opinion, that believe they should be the ones serving their leaders. It's not acceptable. The leaders are servants. They should serve. So if you are a leader, and the way people respect you mostly, even if for the optics, we need to be very intentional about service, making our children volunteer within their school program, within the city, within work, volunteer. Very important as a community. I want us to be known to be, to be community driven in terms of service, because people will notice those things. Those are the things our other demography really used to identify and realize, oh, these guys are, so you can't really give us BS because we are also everywhere. We are serving, we are leaders, we are business owners, we are entrepreneurs, we give scholarship to your children. So it's hard to ignore those kind of optics and genuine service. Okay. 7, pay forward. Pay forward. One of the things that I think is so important is every time always think about ways to give. Your mind should be wired about optics of giving. Yes, it's okay when it's time to genuinely receive. But more importantly, think about how you can give, So because at the end of the day, it's about, what are we giving to the community? What are we giving to show we genuinely, in the words of JFK, think not what your country would do for you, but rather what would you do for your country, right? So for us, people notice when your mindset is wired on giving. As a matter of fact, when you meet people within a community, anywhere you find yourself, your first instinct is, what can I give? If you're a taker, if your mind is always, you want to take, I want to take, it's a weak mentality, poverty mentality, really. So our mindset should be abundant, really. What can we give? What can you give? If you come to a community, come to a group, come to a gathering, come to anywhere, your first thinking is, what can we give? Now, it doesn't mean you have to have a whole lot, but many times it set the tone because people would imagine everybody on this call. Think about this, everybody. If your family decide every month, every year, within your city, you give indigent community $500 scholarship grants. People that are poor, maybe it's towards feeding for the school, towards laptop, whatever it is, $500 every month, I give it to my city for children that are poor. And I run it through the Chamber of Commerce within my city. Guess what? Within our community, people will know that these guys are not, you think if there are crises and we need attention, you will not get the attention because we're already taking care of business, right? So I'm not just coming from the blues. We are very involved, very engaged. We run programs that benefit our cities and the awareness is there for us. So I'm challenging everybody again, think from that point of view. Let's be taker, but our mindset should be givers. What are we giving back to our community? Be very intentional about it and make it a priority. Again, I'm being strategic. Think strategy, guys, ladies. Don't think transactional. Earlier on, before some of us joined, weak minds are the ones just excited about material. Oh, you buy a new car, you buy a new this. So what? Anybody can do that, really. It's not legacy driven. It's good for you. Nice, we're happy for you. Ooh, good job. But really, in the scheme of things and what would impact legacy, our children, their children potentially, create a perception of excellence and things that others have not seen. It has to go beyond those material, superficial stuff. Those are, in the Western world, is rubbish. Other part of the world, maybe that should excite anybody, but not us, really. We are more than just material because anybody can pick those things anywhere, right? So we have to think beyond the superficial stuff. All right, let's go. Learn a new skill, This is one thing I can't, I'm a training, we have a training platform. We mentor in cybersecurity, yes, and other technology areas, right? I don't know what premium I can add to, every one of us must keep upskilling, especially in technology space. There's no shortcut, really. I wish I could tell you, even if you're in leadership role already, there's just no shortcut. I mean, because you can lose your relevancy in just 2 years, really. You just realize an area you specialize in is no longer relevant again. So you have to be strategic. Always be upskilling yourself if you're on this call, except you're doing a work that does not require that level of brain work. But for me and you and I think it's important at the minimum for the younger generation to help them to understand it's important for them to align their knowledge, their skill to some of those leading edge technology areas that can make them more relevant in the long term. So upskill, upskill, upskill. Don't shortchange that. Don't cut corner. Every year I challenge you, learn one or two skills. I challenge every one of us. The exciting thing, there's no age barrier in this thing. Just learn one or two skills and have fun doing it. Publish an ebook. I know when we say this is one of the most funny part of it, but it's amazing what we can do with this, really, because guess what? Publishing a book is not as crazy as we used to think. If you have some certain skills, certain areas that you feel you can leverage and people can learn from you, I tell you, write it down casually. There are so many great people. If you go to a site like Fiverr, Upwork, some of these sites, send your draft to these folks. They are experts, they know what they're doing. And many times they will help you to develop a solid framework and guide for your ebook. And I'm telling you, in 2 weeks, you realize, oh, you got an ebook. Don't overthink it. Whatever you have, it can be as simple as, what I'm talking about tonight. It's probably going to be an ebook too. That's, and I'll put all the guide together, which is what I have here. I'll put some extra context around it, but it's an ebook. Simple. It's not a complex thing. So don't overthink it. There are people that's their job. Now, if you have not been using some of this external site, it's a gold mine. Number one, you're not going to pay too much crazy money to do it. And you'll be sleeping and folks will be helping you to execute at the back end. It's amazing. And, there's no shortage of talent. There might be shortage of opportunity. So leverage it, leverage it. Check Fiverr. Can we all type Fiverr real quick? Fiverr.com. Oh, I just saw this. Yemi said when I used to work for the city of Dallas, they used to say buy your big items in Dallas. I agree. Yeah. That's a big one. Can we all go to Fiverr.com real quick, everybody? You'll thank me later for this, but it's a good site for basic things. Maybe you are working on a data entry project, some project that will take your time. Just use those tools. They make your life easy. Give somebody to do the job for you, and it will make your life easy. Really, think like an entrepreneur. Give people within your continent employment. What about that? Right? We're talking about impact. What about that? Give somebody within your continent employment. There are smart people with PhD in other part of the world that are just looking for opportunities, and you're going to pay them probably less than $100, and they will do magic for you. Think like an entrepreneur, okay? All right, we're almost done, folks. Build a simple solution. Now, for all of us that are in tech, I challenge anyone on this call. You have some ideas, you have some things you're thinking about. Don't think it's impossible. The same Fiverr I told you, go there and tell them, I'm a product person. In your mind, just give them a sample of what you want them to do. Let them build a prototype for you. Some of you have some great, crazy ideas in your head today. You're saying, oh man, what about if I build the next Uber? I want to build a solution that will do this. Whatever your thinking is, there's a site called, maybe I'm sure you know it, Canvas, yeah? Canvas 2 years ago was not existing. COVID happened. The company was valued at $40 billion this year. Canvas, they used to make all this graphic that we share on social media, right? $40 billion. Even with all the, Canva, that's it, Canva, yeah. It's crazy. So whatever your ideas are, don't think it's not possible. Post it and tell people, can you guys build a prototype for me? Prototype will just be a working sample. It may not be, don't worry, don't overthink it to be fancy. Just have it to see if it's going to be a workable model and you can enhance it over time, okay? And finally, think assets. I don't need to oversay this. Like I said earlier on, it's good to buy toys, enjoy your life, I get it, but think assets, right? Because, there's a reason Bill Gates is buying land all over the world. Kanye West, before his recent drama, was buying land everywhere. There's a reason a lot of Jeff Bezos is buying a lot of land because he's thinking from an asset, rental properties, maximizing your 401k, index funds, or index insurances. Have a life insurance, especially if you have younger kids. And those are some basic things out there. But think asset. Find a reputable financial advisor that can give you an advice. We are not financial advisors, but you're saying think assets. That's all. Think asset in your mind as you integrate within this community, okay? And that's the quick one. We'll do a quick breakout section because I have some folks here that are so way smarter than I am. And I would like them to just give us some ideas on discuss 3 things that you think immigrants should consider once in diaspora. I would like to, I'll join those groups. I'll just we'll do like 2 groups only. But I would like to be part of that conversation. Just let's talk, get other people's view. 3 things that you think immigrants should consider once in diaspora. Very important, very, very important. So let's do that real quick. I would put us in a breakout. We'll make it 3 breakout sessions so that we have enough time. We'll just do 3. All right, let's go. And I will join everybody. All right, welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. That was great. Um, somebody said we practice immigration law and can really help with strategy and excel once you land in the US. All right, somebody is promoting their business. Okay. All right, cool. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you guys are awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. So, three things I took away from different groups. Somebody said culture and language was a big deal, making sure you keep your culture, the language. If you guys noticed today, the new prime minister in India was doing some of his cultural practice. So that was great. Somebody talked about our experience, my sis, coming here as having to do like a CNA nurse and, eventually whatever she did in Nigeria or, that she came here and she had to start afresh, so to speak. Then somebody mentioned about voting, that we should be very inclusive in terms of, going to vote. Please, within your city, the ordinances, within the county level, state level, federal, of course, we need to vote. If you don't vote, you've already voted, really. And most times you voted for disaster, for what you don't want. So make sure we vote. If you have the power to vote, make sure you take advantage of it. That's a quick snapshot. We don't go more than 5 minutes, 3 minutes ago. I'll wrap it up with Yemi, and let me see. I know I saw Tumba. I'm not sure if it's around. Yemi, do you mind just give us a pointer? I know you ran for some political office a while back. Maybe you can just give some insights on why that's important as a community. Just kind of give us some ideas there. Go ahead, Yemi.
Well, good evening, everybody. Well, one thing, like I always say, is, and um, I like to have a say in my community, and I like to be involved. Right from when I was a kid, even in college, was student government president. So the thing is that you live in a community, you want to have a say because people don't know from your water bill to even your taxes. You know, little communities, your local boards, they have a say, just like what's going on in Texas, what's going on in the schools. You want to be involved what your children are learning. You want to be involved in everything, even from the power of a community is some communities have even stopped development in areas that they don't want, maybe new hotels or a road or something like that. So we have the power. And what Aki said, which I'm going to give him credit once, then I'm going to steal it the next time, is that if you don't have a say, another clown is just going to have that say, which has happened so much in my city. And that's why I'm involved in the community. And you don't have to be only involved at work. You volunteer for special projects. You have the visibility at work. Like I said, when I worked in the city of Dallas, this lady, I saw her rise to be a manager. That she was really vocal when everybody was silent, speaking for the employees. So what did the management do? They scooped her up and made her management. They took her to the dark side. So the whole thing is that getting involved from your church, giving back, getting involved, you have a say in the community. A life without, giving back is not a life well spent because you impact other people. Someone just posted about, mentorship. That's something we lack in the African community. And that's why, to the best of my ability, I try to mentor as much people as I can, because we can change our communities. We have the roadmap. There's a book. I haven't read the book, but I heard so much about it. It's called, I think, How the Jews Invented Hollywood or something like that. It's a very good book, gives you the blueprint, how they came here and they created the major studios. And right now they have a footprint, everything that comes in, entertainment wise, from rap music to movies, and your portrayal. We can see how Black people are being portrayed, or even the stereotype of Africa in movies, people that haven't been there. The media is very powerful, and they did that. So having a say, it's really key, from having this visibility from work to church to your community. People know who you are, and it can take you so many places, because networking, and I hate to say this, but who you know can change your life.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Amy. Amazing. Thank you, sir. We just finalized with Otumba Yon. Let's take the final.
You hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So Yemi virtually touched everything I was about to say, but I would just want to say this to everyone. Let's leave this Nigerian mentality behind. I coordinate a small group, and I have so many people like, I don't want to deal with Nigerians. I don't want to deal with Africans. I don't want to deal with this set of people. But we can't grow as a community if we still neglect the fact that we are still Nigerians, we are still Africans, we are still the same blood. This is the only way we can mentor ourselves to the level we want to go. This is the only way we can go into investment. I once had a Nigerian vie for a position in my own neighborhood. He lost to another African man. And this is because the Nigerian community, the African community, is not just one body. So if we can just go into so many sectors now as one body, I'm very sure we're definitely going to attain that height. Indians won't be calling us every day for jobs offer and stuff like that. So I know we are out of time already, but probably next time we have this kind of conversation, we'll be able to talk more on this. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Amazing time. Thanks for your time. Best week ahead. We'll talk soon, guys. Thank you, everybody.